So Elly Cruz just had 117 mile per hour plus double off the very, very top of the wall, and then homered in his next AB. So I figure it's time to record more Reds franchise as we have made it to September. Now, here's the interesting thing. We are 10 and a half games back, although we are fairly close to 500. So this is a much better season than we had last year, but we're clearly not all the way there yet. And there's pretty much no way that we find ourselves in the playoffs. I just can't see a way where it would happen. If you check out the National League wild card here, we are 6.5 games back, and we would need to see absolute implosion from the Mets and Cubs. It would be so tough because we might not even finish the year with 72 wins, period. It's a possibility, right? But that's just to catch up to the Mets and the Cubs right now. They would need to lose like every game. So I think it's going to be very tough. I'm actually looking at our home and away splits here. It's interesting that we're so bad at home, especially with the power in our lineup. You'd think that, okay, we'd take full advantage of Great American Ballpark, but it has not been the case just yet. We're at September call-ups. You know, there are some players we would consider moving up. It's just that usually when you bring players up, it's because they can really help you make a push in September. And I don't really think we have too many of those players. People ask me about Matt McLain. I said in an episode or two ago that I was going to move his speed up to about what it is in real life, just because that makes sense. And when you check out his StatCast sprint speed, his sprint speed is, let me see here. It was 90th percentile last time I checked. It's 92nd percentile. Maybe it was 92nd. So he's one of the fastest players in the league. 92nd percentile of MLB players in terms of average sprint speed. So he's very, very fast. 88 might even be underselling it slightly, but I think that's about fair. Cam Collier's sitting well enough at AA. Vina's starting to get it going a little bit at AAA. He's actually developing okay. I'd say the biggest thing is that his fielding has gone up, which is kind of nice. I guess I thought it was lower. He probably is just going to stay as a corner outfielder. I saw some people say move him to center. Don't really think that's going to happen. He just doesn't have the, I mean, I guess you don't need a huge arm, but I don't think he has the fielding and reaction time for that just yet. Could end up happening, but basically what I'm going to say here is that it doesn't make sense to move these guys up. I'm going to service time manipulate and keep them down in the minors and, you know, get some extra production. Although I will say Austin Hendrick with 20 home runs hitting 282, he could be an interesting ad, to be honest. He's already on our 40-man, and we have a couple of spots here. So let's give Austin Hendrick a shot. He could end up being a starter for us next year. When you look at our outfield, we have Hunter Renfroe, who's great, no question. But then center field, there's nobody. It's Ryan McKenna after we traded Max Kepler, Jake Fraley, Jesse Winker, and none of these guys really profile as a center fielder. Fraley more than anybody else, maybe Hunter Renfroe, but he just doesn't have the speed. So Austin Hendrick could be our starting center fielder next year, so giving him a shot to me makes sense. Then we could add some more pitching. Never a bad idea. Connor Overton's been phenomenal in the minors this year. Not really striking a ton of guys out, but has been very good overall. We're going to call up Ryan Tepera, who's been phenomenal at AAA. We just got to add him to the 40-man roster first. And we do have a spot, so that's totally fine. And then one more. It's going to be Ian Jabot. We're going to add him to our 40-man and then move him to the MLB roster. We currently have, what is that? 31. We have exactly 40 on our 40-man roster now. So Jabot's getting the call up. He's bad, but he's actually pitching fairly well in the minors. So I think that works well for us. I know the obvious one would have been bringing up Gavin Williams. I just want to develop him in the minors a little bit more. He is performing fairly well, but I don't think he's quite there yet when I look at the per nines. So I want to keep him down a little bit longer. And he actually debuted in real life for the Guardians not too long ago, maybe a couple days ago as I record this. Was a decent debut, nothing crazy, but he'll definitely get the call next year. Could even, make the team out of camp or spring training, of course. But right now, it just didn't make a ton of sense to bring him up, in my opinion. Will Benson's actually had a really good minor league season this year. Very, very good. He's someone who's on the major league team, playing fairly well, actually, in real life. But not here, not yet. Maybe next year. That's what I can say about a lot of these guys. Maybe next year. Oh, a 13-11 game against the New York Mets. That's an interesting one. Hunter Green, I don't know if he dominated, although his ERA is under 4. I think it's kind of where he's been hanging out most of the season. Matt McClain with a double and a home run. Yandy Diaz with a couple of doubles. Elly Cruz with a couple of doubles. Jock, Hunter Renfroe, and Jake Fraley also homered. Not too bad. Matt McClain stole a base, too. And yeah, this was not a great start for Hunter Green. And a lot of our bullpen struggled, to be honest. Antone, Jabot, not a great season debut for Jabot, unfortunately. Tepera, good enough. 1 out, 1 strikeout. And Jeff McNeil had a big day in the 2 spot. 4 RBIs for Brandon Nimmo. Yeah, that's tough. Nimmo had a couple of home runs. But, with the minor league season kind of coming to an end, we're going to go ahead and see what some of our top prospects are up to. And that's going to be player lock with our first round pick from this past season, or a season ago now, because we had the draft with the generational player, of course, Joaquin Arnold, the third baseman. But Alexi Vina was our pick last year. Very highly rated. Potential's just okay. But he's somebody who's going to go ahead and potentially be a starter sooner rather than later. 21 doubles, only 2 home runs, though. And we're going to get some player lock going with him. And due to popular demand and request, we are going to do zone hitting for the player lock moment. So I think that's an interesting twist. It lets them be a little bit more productive and add some skill element to me for it. And I just think that does make sense for player lock, even if I don't like it for the actual games, because I want it to be more about player ability, not me. I mean, you guys might have seen my 5 times flawless badge at the top of the video there, at the intro. I'm like, I'm decent. So CPU, it's not too challenging usually. I will stay on zoom hitting, which I will also mention I hate. I'm a strike zone guy. I think it's definitely the best camera in the game. It just isn't necessarily the best for videos because it's just the strike zone pretty much. And you don't get to see any of the hitter. But it is almost like playing a completely different game. I certainly do not feel nearly as good at the plate in zoom camera. And this actually might not go that well, as Vina is going to go ahead and foul this one off down the first base line. Just foul. That's 100 up out of the zone. But I can't even see it with this camera. Do I just go to strike zone? You guys probably want to see the player, though. Vina down the third base line, way out ahead of the 2-seamer. What a difference in velocity there. The 4-seamer's getting run up at 100, but the 2-seamer's at 94. Holy cow. Here's a fly ball for Vina. He's going to get underneath it. Easy out. I do kind of want to go strike zone camera. This guy's got a sinker. He really throws 3 fastballs and a curveball. We know what we have to sit on. I don't know if I like his batting stance. It's very quiet. It seems pretty basic. I don't know. There's just not a whole lot of character there. Maybe that's just me. But I don't know. It's just like, it's a little league stance is what I would call it. Count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first here with 1 away in the top of the 3rd inning. Give Vina a pitch to hit. They're not going to. Fastball up. He'll take the walk. Now we have runners on first and second for Micah Lehman. Hitting near 300 this season. 16 stolen bases. He's got some good speed, at the top of our order here at AAA. Louisville. He's 1 for 1 in this game. Going to put it in play at the shortstop. He's throwing a second. There's 1. Look at Vina taken out. Done at second base. But he turns 2 anyway. And unfortunately, that ends our inning. Curveball ripped down the third base line by Alexi Vina. That's an easy double, and we can see pretty easily why he has 20-plus doubles at AAA Louisville this year. He's got great bat-to-ball skills, very, very good speed, of course, and when you hang a curveball, He hasn't shown the ability to put it out of the yard yet. I'm hoping that develops, but has clearly shown the ability to hit it hard on a line. Runners on second and third, nobody out here in the top of the fifth. That ball is put into play. You know, it's not to hit that hard, but it's going to do a job. That scores one. We'll extend our lead to 2. That advances Alexi Vina to third base for Will Benson, who's had an incredible season here at AAA. He really wants to be up with the big league team, I'm sure, but it's just not in the cards right now. As he hits this ball on the ground, that's going to get past the second base, but that's an RBI base hit for Will Benson. Alexi Vina will score. We got a 3-0 lead. Top 7, Redbirds trying to get back in this game. Going to be a ground ball hit at third base. Probably an error. Vina reaches easily. Sinker down. Unfortunately, couldn't do much with it. They're going to rule it a base hit. Kind of a fortunate ruling there. Vina's got 89 speed and 86 stealing. We could pretty easily take second base here. But unfortunately, this guy's going to go down looking. Vina doesn't even get the chance running on the pitch. And I don't know if we would have had second. I think so. You know, you see so many stolen bases at the minor league level. The pitching and catching just isn't nearly as good as it is in the majors. We're going to get this ball back in easily. Want one more AB with Vina. You know, the last swing wasn't especially good. And I want to do a little bit better. Runners on first and second. 1 out here. You know, I think an extra base hit could probably about put this game away. But it could be difficult. That ball is hung right down the middle. Vina flies out to right field. Hit it fairly well, but doesn't do enough. But that is the game. We win 3-1. Alexi Vina with a couple of hits. Valera as well. Gotta love it. Also, Alexi Vina is 18. This dude's 30. And you know what? I think we're going to get another game with Alexi Vina here as well. Might try out Strike Zone camera for this one, see if it goes a little bit better. See our lineup there. We really need Christian Encarnacion Strand to start hitting like he is in real life, which is unbelievably well. He doesn't really walk at all, strikes out quite a bit, but rakes. And he's hitting 230 for us. It's not nearly good enough. Yeah, I could see it just not being as fun from Strike Zone camera, but man, it makes it so much easier for me to just do what I do online when I'm actually trying to win. Although I don't love this batter's eye. Count is 2-0 to the leadoff hitter for the Louisville Bats. What a name for a team, by the way, the Bats. Pretty fitting for Louisville Slugger. And the count quickly to 3-0. Packy Naughton wants nothing to do with Alexi Vina. I'll tell you what, we could get a great pitch here. We're going to go red light. We want speed on first base. We want the option, the potential, the opportunity to steal a bag with all of his speed. But we're getting pitches to hit, and we're going to do exactly that. Base knock right back up the middle, 98 miles per hour off the bat. And you know what? A hit is better than a walk. It's a lot of the time it is the same, but you know, it's better here. 0-2 to Michael Lehman. We're going to try to get second off the lefty. He's going to go slide step. We're going anyway. Strike 3. Here's the throw. And he is out. What a throw from the catcher. I thought we got a decent jump, but Naughton hit us with a slide step. Lehman, who's such a great contact guy, swings and misses. And that's a really close play at second base. But they did call him out. Ball's hit pretty well. Alexi Vina will be underneath it. That is a baseball name, by the way. I don't know why, because it's not the same, and there's like only a little similarity. But Alexi Vina reminds me of Alex Rios for some reason. Couldn't tell you why. But here we go. He's got another AB. Runner on second here with 2 down. That's a really good pitch to hit, but I was checking out the situation here. Top 3, 2 outs. That was a fastball down the middle. Got to be ready to hit. Come on. Gladly take it again. We got a changeup, though. Vina gives it a ride to right center. Right fielder tracks it down. And I wish I could get that fastball back. Hit that one pretty well. Couldn't, unfortunately, find the gap. But it is what it is. We'll get another AB in this game. Maybe 2. Probably 2. Almost certainly 2. Maybe 3. All right, runner on first, top 5, 1 out. Against the lefty. Vina hits lefties real well. It's a really good pitch to hit. Just don't want to pop that up. You know, he was our first round pick in 2023. It would be amazing to see him in the majors in 2025, but he's got that potential. You know, we started him at Double-A. I think he quickly earned the promotion up to Triple-A, and I could very easily see him starting for us next season. I mean, that would not be unreasonable at all, but how often do you see a 19-year-old at the major league level? It's very rare. 20-year-olds as well. I guess that's a swing. Vina goes down. Fastball in. I would have been late on it. Definitely did not swing there, but okay. Juan Soto is a 19-year-old. AJ Smith-Shawver this year is a 20-year-old who's at the major league level, as Alexi Vina will single. Second time reaching base in this one. And if we start to hit a little bit, we could potentially see another AB. We are down by a couple, so we need a big hit from Michael Lehman, who's down 0-2 in the count again. Last time we saw this, he struck out. And that's not what we want. We're going to steal. Ball hit weakly on the ground. And that runner is going to be safe. I didn't think he was going to be safe. Run home! Why is he not going home? We're in a rundown. Oh, man. How is that a hit? That's crazy. And run home. Jesus. Oh, that's out. I've never seen this angle before. It must mean it's way out. Josh Baez with a homer. Cardinals' top prospect. Haven't really heard much about him in recent years. Or this year, I should say. But he can do that. A lot of power. And finds the seats. And that was our last AB. Alexi Vina, unfortunately. Gets a couple. But didn't do enough. Jumping back to the major league level. We are 3-1. Nope, 2-1, excuse me, in the month of September. Make that 2-2 after we lose a series to Milwaukee. I really just think it's going to be too much for us at this point. But this was a really nice building year. We're going to have an opportunity to come back in this game here at Boston. Down by 1. Tanner Houck on the mound trying to close it out. Jonathan India was at second base. What is the situation, though? Oftentimes, they'll just put you into these spots with 2 outs in the 9th, which kind of sucks. 1 down for Matt McLean, who was 0 for 3 in this one. You know, we could try hitting Houck here with zone hitting. Just because we really never do it. There's nothing on the line. McLean, well, I mean, I guess the win's on the line, but it's unlikely that we can do anything with it. Ground ball at first base. Man, my PCI is tiny. McLean legs it out. Hit it honestly pretty well. Just didn't really get the exit velo on that one, despite the good PCI result. As McLean moves a runner over. Base hit will tie the game. But Hawk's got that nasty sinker. Got a decent slider as well, which he leans on. Yandy Diaz right about 300 this year. Okay, that's a strike, apparently. Base hit could push him right above that. And put us in a really nice position to win this game. Slider hit down the third baseline foul. 1-2. Yeah, we could try to steal with Matt McLean. Get something on the outside part of the plate, we could go the other way. The CPU knows we're stealing, though, so we can't do that. They'll never throw over unless you're stealing, and then they'll slide step or do whatever. Ground ball. Probably would have been an out even with the steal. And that is the Red Sox win. Unfortunate home runs for Fraley and India. And we hit the ball pretty well, honestly, results-wise. Or PCI result-wise. It just... They didn't end up in hits in the game, is what it is. Winning every other game here. Let's see if that trend continues. It does, as we win the Boston series. 4 against Atlanta is going to be tough. We do have a nice little home stretch against these teams, though, in the NL East. It's going to be tough. The Braves are very good. Nick Lodolo has not been very good. But we're going to jump in. We allowed 4 runs in the 8th inning. And Raisel Iglesias is trying to get the save. Elly de la Cruz stands on second base. Very similar situation to what we just had in Boston. Let's see if we can get a better result. Switch back to timing. Letting it rock for the players here. Nobody out. And plenty of speed at second base. Get a hit, Jake Fraley. Come on. That is such a good pitch to hit. A little bit higher than I wanted. A little bit early on it. So Fraley advances Elly De La Cruz to third base with a ground ball. Matt McLain, 1 for 4 in this game, hitting under the Mendoza line, 198, with runners in scoring position this year, which is amazing considering his 297 average, but that's going to be going up. McLain laces one to left, off the wall. Here's a throw in a second, not in time. McLain with an RBI double to tie it in the bottom of the ninth. That'll increase his average with runners in scoring position and increase our chances of winning this game. Got a hanger. Call that a cement mixer. A slider that just spins kind of over the heart of the plate. Doesn't really have any of that sharp break. McLain all over it. And a big RBI double. Yandy Diaz gets a decent pitch to hit. Fastball down the middle. Acuna goes over to get it. McLain advances to third on the throw. And we just need a hit. Need another hit. We have Tyler Stevenson. He's been great with runners in scoring position. We know that. We've seen it before. His average is in the 290s. He'll take strike one up and in. 305 with runners in scoring position. That's exactly who we want up right now. We need a hit. A walk would be fine, but we need a hit. I think Hunter Renfroe is hitting in that cleanup spot. Stevenson 0 for 4 today. He's due. He's not cold, he's just due. Gonna be 1 and 2 on him, though. Fastball down the middle. Stevenson all over it. Flies out right to center field. Unlucky. But Matt McLain tied it up for us, and we have David Robertson on the mound against Atlanta Brave Giancarlo Stanton. And I actually have classic pitching on instead of pure analog that I've been using, which could be unfortunate. We could switch, but nah. Throw a ball in the dirt. Stanton takes. How did the Braves get Giancarlo Stanton is what I want to know. That's like not a tradable contract. But I guess they were down for it. Stanton is working a pretty good AB here. Curveball is smashed. Matt McLain playing center field for us. We'll get underneath that. Runner tries to advance. De La Cruz has a cannon. Here's a play at third. Acuna is hosed. Oh my goodness. What a relay from McLain to De La Cruz, our two top prospects that got called up with an unbelievable relay to gun down one of the fastest and most aggressive base runners in baseball. Acuna getting greedy. Pop up. Stevenson underneath. Albies retired. And we are headed to the bottom of the 10th. We have a good part of our order. We really, really do. It's going to be Hunter Renfroe. I think Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson's up first. Renfroe and then Ryan McKenna, who I imagine will pinch hit for if it gets to that point. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't. Stevenson doesn't have great speed on second base, but it's not terrible. We're going to leave him out there. Hanger. Peterson hits it foul. 2-2 to Jock. Iglesias is still out there, and maybe he shouldn't be. Full count now. Ball 3 high. Hunter Renfroe looming large on deck. 30 home runs this season. Very nice year for him in Cincinnati. And I saw that was ball 4. Got a piece of it to stay alive. Need a little bit better plate discipline in that spot. Full count. We'll do it again. And that is a good pitch to hit. Ripped right at first base. Jock Peterson goes down. Renfroe's 0 for 4. He's also due. Oh, bad swing. Now, I mean, it was at the top of the zone, maybe just above, right? But gotta take that. There we go. Renfroe on the ground. Knocked down by the shortstop. We can't advance on it. Is that Vaughn Grissom at short? Might have been. They're going to rule it a base hit, and they're going to go ahead and bring on Huascar Ynoa to knock Iglesias out of the game. And I think we're going to pull McKenna from the game. Austin Hendrick, we called him up. He has no MLB at-bats. This is a big number 1. Austin Hendrick, MLB debut. It's a pinch hit opportunity. Hendrick on the ground, past the diving first baseman. We're going to send Stevenson home. Here's the throw. Not in time. Austin Hendrick ends it. Pinch hit in his debut. First AB, first swing, first MLB hit, first walk-off. and we're going to go ahead and win it in front of the home crowd. Austin Hendrick, what a moment for the rookie. September call-up, potential starter next season, and wins it for us here in 10. Jesse Winker goes 3 for 4 with a home run. He's a beast. We just got to keep playing him more. Jake Fraley with a home run. What a moment. And that is the first time we've won back-to-back games here in September. Make it 3 in a row, a 13-2 victory. Headlined by a great Griffin Canning start, I'm sure. Griffin Canning goes 6 1/3, allows 2 earned runs, strikes out only 3. But that'll do it. You limit the Braves to 2 runs. They're a 93-win team right now. They're a very, very good team. As we inch closer and closer and closer to 500, Jake Fraley and Jesse Winker homer, because of course they did. Ryan McKenna hitting second for us. Kendrick led off. He had a hit and 2 runs, though. Nice double for him. Can we make it 4 in a row? Nope. Don't score a run. But we held the Braves to 3. You like your chances when that happens. And we're starting to lose some games here. Not great. Sonny Gray has made his way to Philadelphia. And it's apparently a reliever. 1-1. Matt McClain on second base here in the 10th inning. Elly de la Cruz looks like he's coming off the bench. 0 for 0. And a chance to do big things here. Batting average up near 240. Was super hot in August, hitting over 320 with 5 home runs. 26 RBIs in August? What? Crazy good month. September is telling a very different story, hitting only 162. But a chance to make a big impact here. Takes a fastball at his ankles for strike 1. Yeah, we could try and get third base here. As Elly swings through a sinker. What was the timing on that? Good? Okay, interesting. Here's the 0-2. They know when you're stealing. But this is a good pitch to steal on. 0-2. I'm going to try and take the extra base. Here goes McClain. Elly puts it in play at the shortstop. That's going to do the job. Elly advances McClain over. We're decent contact away from winning the game. Phillies bring the infield in. Just hit it right back up the middle. Hit it deep to the outfield. Ball on the ground. We're sending McClain. Here's a play at the plate. Also not in time, as we like to win games at the plate lately. Matt McClain scores. We were setting him on contact. Yandy wins it for us. Not exactly a super exciting finish, but we'll take it. We win a game in which we only had 4 hits. Not bad. Another huge loss. Andrew Painter on the mound, top prospect for the Phillies, top 10 prospect in baseball. And we're actually trying to close it out here. Bryce Harper on second base, Kevin Biggio at the plate, and Bruzdar trying to shut it down. It's 8 and 9 in the order. We have our closer. Here we warm up Alexis Diaz. He's already been used. Got to go after Kevin Biggio. Ground ball at Steer. That's totally fine. It advances the runner, sure. But we are 1 out away from ending it. It's going to be Bruzdar against Rafael Marchan. I'm not sure. Strike 1. That's what we're sure about. Fastball got him swinging at 101. We should go to the 4-seamer more. Let's dial it up. Strike 3 got him. Look at the aggressive punch out from Blue. Reds win, and we needed it. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. It's just too tough, to be honest. But you know what? We're having a nice September. Nice enough. 6 and 4 in our last 10, but when you look at the standings, it's just going to be too much. NL wildcard has us 4 games back. We got to catch the Mets, and in order to do so, we need an implosion. We really do. Now, 4 games at Pittsburgh, that's our opportunity. That's our opportunity to do something. They only have 53 wins right now. We gotta sweep the Pirates. We win game 1. Hunter Green, we lose game 2. Brutal. Jesse Winker with a pair of home runs. How is he not a starter for us at the start of the year? That was a mistake, because he is unbelievable. We have 192 home runs this season. It's good enough for top 10 in baseball. We have the 7th best on base percentage. And Jesse Winker sitting over 300 with an OPS over 950, 15 home runs. And he's looking for number 3 of the game. Kyle Nicholas has to be a good matchup for him. I mean, he can't be good. 1 to Winker. This is a hitter's count. This is a pitch we want to hit. Hanger ended up getting a little bit lower than I expected. Just early on it, Winker fouls it back. Fouls it down. Something. Fouled it off. And that is a hanger. Winker gets into it. This one's going deep to right field. This one's got a chance, and this one is out of here. Winker, 3rd home run of the ball game. He cannot be stopped. A 3 home run game is about as rare as it gets. Don't see many 4 home run games. That's probably happened fewer than 50 times in MLB history, I would guess. But Winker has his 3rd, something I believe he's actually done in real life. Gets one here at PNC, pitch the hit, slider down, sneaks it out. It's good hitting, and that is the ball game. 10-1, we rally for 5 in the 9th. Jake Fraley seems like he's homering every game at this point lately. Winker too. And we had a huge 11-2 win at Pittsburgh, so we win 3 out of 4. That's nice for us. Jock with 3 hits. Elly de la Cruz goes 1 for 5. India and Jock Peterson each with home runs. Peterson with a double. I need to look at Jake Fraley's numbers because these have to be incredible. Jake Fraley lately, I feel like, has been unreal. He's only hitting .231. Does have 22 homers. His power versus right looks unreal. He continues to get better. He's a really nice piece of our team. I wish I could see his month-by-month statistics, but I feel like he's having a really, really good second half. So we were 75-78. That was a really big series for us. 3 games back in the wild card. Again, it's going to be very, very tough to get in, but we're making a push. We get the Pittsburgh Pirates, again, 3 times. We just need to get lucky against the Braves. Joe Boyle's injured. All right. And we have a chance to save it out. Bruzdar against Acuna. We could make a miracle run here. It's not impossible. Just highly unlikely still. Strike 3. Ronald goes down swinging. It's a huge strikeout. Gonna face Giancarlo Stanton. It's unreal. That's a great call. It's a great call. That's right there. Giancarlo hits a ball on the ground. India there. Can't handle it, but it's Giancarlo, so an easy out at first base nonetheless. He runs about as slow as you could imagine any human being moving. It's amazing how slow he is. It's going to be Bruzdar against Albies, and Albies gets into it down the 3rd base line for a hit. McKenna fields in left. Albies going to take 2, and we are tied in Atlanta. Bruzdar made a good pitch. Got a late swing, but it's exactly what they needed. Fastball down the middle. This one is obliterated by Sean Murphy. Just didn't hit it high enough. Matt McClain there for the 3rd out. But Albies ties it up, forces extra innings. And now we need to make some magic happen here in the 11th. Or it was already in extra innings, excuse me. That was the 10th inning. All right, Jesse Winker, do your thing. We know what he's capable of. Gets into one down the first base line. Foul. Jesse Winker has homered in this game, by the way. And now has another. Winker deep to right. Headed for the chop house. 2-run homer for Jesse Winker. And another multi-home run game. This guy's unbelievable. Jesse Winker in Cincinnati. Think of a better combo, because I can't. He's been unbelievable as a Red. Crushed in real life. And is crushing here in the game. He is on another level. Spencer Steer with a hit sharply to right field. Going to get down in front of Acuna. 100 miles off the bat. 100 miles per hour off the bat, I should say, on a slider away. Excellent location, but a really nice piece of hitting by Spencer Steer. And that's going to bring up Ryan McKenna. 2 for 4 in this game, but he does not hit well. Good timing on that. Cutter right down the middle, and he swings right through it. Does have 2 hits, which is miraculous to me. I thought about laying down a bunt, to be honest, but now we're down 0-2, so that's completely out of the question. We just got to hope he gets a hit. And even if it's like a fielder's choice or something, he takes the place of Spencer Steer on first base. It's a pretty big speed upgrade. Gives us something at least. We just don't really want to strike out. McKenna actually gets pretty good piece of this one. Deep to left center field. I don't think that's going to be caught. Diving attempt by Michael Harris comes up short. It's going to be a big-time double for Ryan McKenna. Okay. 3-hit night for Ryan McKenna, including a huge double here in extra innings. Nearly got this one out. And now we're back up to the top of the order. That's going to be Matt McLain, Yandy Diaz. And we're going to face Tyler Matzik. That might do the job. Shallow fly ball to center. We're going to try to tag. Throw looks like it's going to be up the line, and he got the tag on him. Unreal. Was originally going to bluff the tag, and then we saw it was up the line a bit. And still got the tag on his head as he passed by anyway. Unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and pull Brusdar Gratterall and bring on Alexis Diaz. ERA is under 7 finally. He's been striking out more, been walking less. We need a 1-2-3 inning. Slider! What is Marsh looking for? Clearly not that. Punches him out. Let's go, Alexis. Strike 3. Fastball blown by Orlando Arcia. 2 away. Both by way of the K. And it's all up to Travis d'Arnaud. He's got power, though. So we have to be careful. d'Arnaud is somebody who's capable of at least extending this game, if not tying it. A couple of hits in this game as well. We're going to show him the 2-seamer. Swing and a miss. The Braves are down to their final out. Final strike as well. Try the slider. d'Arnaud takes just low. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 11th. Dialing up the heat. And d'Arnaud takes ball 4. Diaz. Ball hit in the air towards Hendrick. Hendrick underneath. And he secures the win for Cincinnati. Brusdar did his job. Diaz comes in for the save. We kind of got like a 2 little closer thing going on. I don't mind it. Jesse Winker with a pair of home runs. Renfroe went yard. A lot of 2-hit games for us. Brusdar picks up the W. Unfortunately, we lose the next game after not scoring a run. And oh my goodness. It is 6-6 here in the top of the 9th. And Elly De La Cruz has a multi-home run game. Going for number 3, we have surpassed 200 team home runs. And guys like Elly De La Cruz getting hot are reasons why. Average still floating around 240. But we could have a big-time moment here if we get the go-ahead home run. Come on, Elly. Hanger. Elly hits it back up the middle. And we'll take the single, I guess. Not the 3rd home run we were looking for, but we'll take the single. Jason Vosler has found his way into the lineup. Here's the 1-2 count. We're going to try to get Elly in scoring position. Ball hit on the ground at first base. Elly going to just get back to second base. Vosler with an infield hit. And it's going to be 0-2 to Spencer Steer. We might try to take 3rd on this. Legs up. He's so slow to the plate. Strike 3. Elly swipes 3rd. Vosler advances alongside Elly De La Cruz. And it's 2nd and 3rd for Matt McLain. 0-2 count. Come on, Matt. Get a hit. Give us the lead. Base knock, hopefully. Nope. Right to Acuna. And we are headed to the bottom of the 9th. Shut it down. Ooh. We're high-fiving. Well, I guess that's not what a high-five is. We're touching knuckles. We win 7-6 in 10. Elly De La Cruz goes 3 for 4 with a pair of home runs. Jonathan India with a home run as well. It's another nice win. It doesn't really mean much for us this year, but it's a nice win. 77 and 79. We are 4 games back. It, unfortunately, is over for us. And we pretty much knew that going in. The Bats did not make the postseason at 82 and 68. That seems absurd. And we'll see if we can finish this season here. As we're going to simulate to the end of the game. Another win for the Reds. Stealing 2 as we are now at 500. 79 and 79. 8 and 2 in our last 10. And it's a 2-2 ball game. Fraley and Elly are on base. It's Jesse Winker against JT Brubaker. He's 0 for 3 in this game as Jesse Winker. Extremely rare at this point. We're going to try to walk it off. He has 18 home runs. It's insane when you factor in he has 200 at-bats this season. 18 home runs, 2 triples, 2 doubles. What an insane split. He's slugging .582. That's a hanger, man. Perfect timing. Slider up and away is weird, but that's a pitch Jesse Winker should annihilate still. Perfect timing, just pops it up. Spencer Steer back up the middle. Shortstop there. Throws on to first. End of the 9th. Good swings, just bad results. Oh, look who it is. O'Neal Cruz. He's not someone we've seen a whole lot of in this series, shockingly. Unfortunately injured in real life. But the battle of O'Neal versus Elly De La Cruz should be a fun one going forward. The Pirates took the lead on a bloop hit. Ended up being a double. O'Neal strikes out looking. And we'll head to the bottom of the 10th. We have the same opportunity that they do, starting with a runner on second base. So we'll see if we can get it done against the closer, David Bednar. 3-1. This is the pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. First and second, nobody out. Yandy Diaz gets a hanger, hits it deep to left center. Left fielder will go over, make the play. We're going to tag on the play. Advance to third, first and third, 1 down. That does the job. Man, Tyler Stevenson, every time we've checked in with him lately, he's 0 for. Thinking about stealing to erase the double play. But we'll see if that happens. Maybe we should. I mean, Bednar, I think I was behind on that. Way late on 97. He's going to try and pick us off, though. Oop, fastball up, because of course it is. McLean's out at 2. They just know when you're stealing. It's so tough. Stevenson gets a pretty good piece of this one, though. Deep to right field. It is out of here. The McLean caught stealing doesn't even matter, because Stevenson takes care of it by himself. 2-run home run. Walk-off in Cincinnati. Why are the Pirates still on the field? Why is Ke'Bryan Hayes clapping? A lot of questions, but Tyler Stevenson is the answer. Huge 2-run home run. Man, this really is the team of dreams. We're just not there yet. 4 wins in a row, and if you can see, we haven't lost many games lately. 8-2 in our last 10, and then we get crushed by the Cardinals, 9-0. All right. Hunter Green shutout. We needed this, like, with your last couple outings. It's almost too late. Throwing a 3-hitter, 1 walk, has struck out 10. What a start from Hunter Green. And he's only at 92 pitches. Usually you see 10 strikeouts, you think, all right, he's probably throwing about 110 at this point. Nope. There's 103 on pitch number 94. Show him the off-speed. Ground ball at Vosler. 1 down. Although I think Tyler O'Neill has broken up some good stuff for us in the past. I feel like he's come up and it's like, hey, shut him out, close him out, save it, whatever. And Tyler O'Neill has done damage. Also, Elly De La Cruz just cycled in real life right now. What a superstar this guy is. Hunter Green sits down O'Neill. Elly was, I don't know if you caught me looking over during that AB. I ended up pausing it. Elly De La Cruz on cycle watch. It's the 6th inning and he just tripled. And he single-handedly is trying to get me back in it in fantasy. What a freak Elly De La Cruz is, man. What a beast. You know, he's going to strike out. He has his problems at the plate. You know, he's been really beating the ball into the ground lately. But these last few games, he's starting to hit the ball hard again, in the air, elevating and celebrating. And a cycle here in 6 innings. I mean, he's just so fun to watch. And my buddy Antonio, the Anto Ortiz on YouTube, you guys might know if you watch MLB The Show videos, just decided to go to the Reds game today. Well, decided a couple weeks ago to go to this one. And he went to a pretty awesome one. Elly de la Cruz cycle in a slugfest. 11-7 Reds over the Braves right now here in 6 innings. As Hunter Green is in a full count against Nolan Gorman. Let's go fastball down. Ground ball at Elly. Diving stop. Gorman too much speed. It'll be an infield hit. Green at 111 pitches, 112 gets destroyed to left field, but it stays in the yard, even at Great American. Hunter Green goes a complete game, shuts out the Cardinals. Nice. We'll take it. Stevenson and Renfroe with homers. And with that win, by the way, we are over 500, I believe, for the first time in months or all season. I can't remember how it started. Let's see. No, we probably would have never been over 500 in this stretch. So, I mean, it might have been close. No, we might have been 14-13 in April. So, yeah, I mean, quickly we completely erased that away with the worst May of all time. But we could finish this season above 500 with a win here. Final game of the year. And it's a loss. We finish exactly at 81-81, exactly 500. But that's a great season for us, to be honest. Upon simulating to the offseason, our AA team, the Lookouts, have won the Southern League Championship. Very nice. And the Braves have beat the Blue Jays in the World Series. But we've played the Braves pretty close. I know it's a different story when it is, you know, the regular season versus the postseason. But we played them pretty close. Dude, we really can't see our team statistics after the playoffs end. You'd think it would reset it next season. I guess it doesn't. Have to look at it this way. These are just playoff stats, okay? All right. Zach Greinke has retired. That's okay. And then Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw have been elected into the Hall of Fame. No 5-year waiting period in MLB The Show. 2 of the best pitchers I've ever seen. So that seems warranted. And we'll see some of the final numbers here. Hunter Green, ERA right at 4. Struck out 196 and 196 in a third innings. Pretty good for him, to be honest. He continues to develop. He's looking like an ace. Got to get those numbers down a little bit in terms of ERA and whip and all that. Nick Lodolo, still a long way to go for him, but I really like his potential. ERA just over 4. Graham Ashcraft probably was our best pitcher. ERA right at 3, whip at 1.2. Doesn't really strike anybody out, but limits hard contact. He's a pitch-to-contact guy, and he gets ground ball outs, so we'll take it. Griffin Canning was a very interesting trade acquisition. He's got 1 year of arbitration left before he's a free agent. We might look to extend him. I don't know. And then Yanni Chirinos could have been better. And pitching, I think, was one of our biggest problems. So we might look to improve on him. He's under contract through 2026. But long relief could be his best role, in my opinion. And maybe that means Gavin Williams gets the call up. Maybe it means we go out and get a pitcher. There's potential for that. Bruzdar had an ERA right at 2. 3.69 for Lucas Sims. You can see some standouts in our bullpen. It's really Alexis Diaz, who we need to get better. I think he was better down the stretch, but unfortunately, not amazing at the start of the year, and that can really hurt your season totals when you're a relief pitcher. Tyler Stevenson ends up hitting over 300. Kurt Casale, about 100 points less, or exactly 100 points less in terms of batting average. Did hit 20 home runs for Tyler Stevenson. We'll take that. Jock Peterson, first year in Cincinnati. It's 255. Power going down against lefties, unfortunately. It's 255. Slugs 430. OPS at 775. I was hoping for better numbers, to be honest, but it's not an awful year. It's fine. Pretty good. Jonathan India hits 14 home runs, 251 batting average. Getting better defensively and offensively a little bit. Although contact against lefties took a bit of a step back. OPS finishes right over 700. A really good year for him by the last couple of years that we've seen. So we'll take that from Jonathan India. At third base, Elly De La Cruz, I think, is our future superstar. Of course, you saw there was tweaking going on, but he actually loses contact against righties, unfortunately. Hit 237, on base at only 297. Did slug 440. That OPS hopefully will go up over time. He should be a superstar for us at some point. Yandy Diaz is going to be regressing, but still a solid option at the top of our order. OPS over 800. That's about as consistent as it gets. Joaquin Arnold has been added into the system. Third base, first base, and left field has been added for him. Okay. The bat's already good. He's probably going to start at Double-A. He could end up in the outfield. Center field is really our big need, I would say. But McLean could do that. Maybe even Elly De La Cruz could do that with his speed. Although he'd probably profile better as a corner outfielder given his size. But that's not terrible. At shortstop, Matt McLean went cold at the end of the year. Unfortunately, only hit 279. He was over 320 for a while. OPS at 777. But a pretty good year for him. Spencer Steer, only about 240. Noel V. Marte ended up getting the call at the end of the year. He's progressing pretty nicely. I didn't end up getting an AB, though, as the CPUs called him up. Jake Fraley, average could have been better. His power is really going way up against righties. It's almost unbelievable. 226 average, way down from last year. On base, way down. Slugging, even down. OPS is 100 points lower. Hope he bounces back in 2025. But this really wasn't that bad of a season. Jesse Winker got sent down for some reason, even though he's a monster. Hit 292 with an on-base near 380. Slug 580. OPS at 957. He's going to be our everyday DH next season. He just has to be. He hits way too well. Plain and simple. Center field, George Valerica end up being our starter, maybe. Ryan McKenna, I don't really see him playing that much next year. At least I hope he doesn't. And then Hunter Renfroe hits 32 home runs with a batting average at 270. Slugged over 500, OPS at 830. Really good season. But Alexi Vina could be the future. Austin Hendrick maybe as well. Got off to a hot start, then went super cold. Plus 12 power against lefties. Holy cow. Yeah, he could end up being our starting center fielder next year. There's potential for that. See what happens to Will Benson. But that's going to do it for this season of Reds franchise, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.